Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another episode of Beautiful Britain. In the last episode, we were looking at ponds like these and the wildlife that you can find around it. And this pond here in Shropshire is no different. Just while setting up this morning, we found a heron, swan with her cygnets, and most beautiful of all, we found a kingfisher. But today, we're not looking for the wildlife that you can easily spot around the pond. We want to look somewhere a little bit harder. So if you come with me, we'll roll the title card, we'll take you underneath the water and see what amazing wildlife we can find hiding there. Now it's time to find our invertebrates in this pond. And the way we're going to go about that is by going pond dipping. And pond dipping could not be an easier activity. All you need are 3 bits of kit really. First off, you need your wellies. Second off, a net. And thirdly, a bucket. And that's all you need really. So let's go see what we can find. We filled our bucket up with water now, so it's time to find our invertebrates. Now I'm going to take this net and sweep high and low in the water to try and catch as many different habitats as possible. And in these habitats, we should get a wide variety of animals. So let's see what we find. Right, now we've got a lot of plant matter and I can already see we've got a lot of life hiding in here. I'm going to whack it back in our bucket and we can check out exactly what's there on the tray. Now, you can go dipping for wildlife in all sorts of habitats really, like these reed beds. Each new area may hold a whole different group of animals for you to find, so the more areas you sample, the more wildlife you can find. And if you're feeling really fancy, you can even go kick sampling in shallow streams as they'll have a completely different ecosystem to the ponds for you to explore. Now comes the fun part. We've collected from a variety of sites and we've put it all here in this tray so we can get a better look at the different animals. So let's search through it and see what's hiding here. Now we've had a good look in, you can see there is loads of wildlife here and from a variety of habitats. When we were searching the bottom of the pond, we found loads of snails and water hog lice because they're our decomposers and they break down the rotting vegetation. When we were skimming the surface, we found our fish and our water boatmen, because that's where they like to live. They like to live in the open water. But there's also, swimming around here, some freshwater shrimp. And freshwater shrimp are great indicators for the health of your pond, because the more pollutants in your pond, it's harder for animals like freshwater shrimp to live in. So by having loads of them swimming in these waters, it's a good indicator that this pond is healthy and a great habitat. There's one animal, however, that we didn't manage to find here, and it is an absolutely fantastic animal that I really want to show you. But thankfully, I pulled a Blue Peter and I can show you something that I made earlier. The thing is, we're going to get from here to the studio, so bear with me. Right, well, that wasn't so hard, and now here we are in the room in question. And in this room, we have a tank. In that tank is the animal in question, Ageironetta aquatica, or more commonly known as the diving bell spider. These spiders are truly something special. They're the only species of spider in the entire world to spend the majority of their lives underwater. And they've managed to accomplish this by becoming quite the little engineers. What they've done is they fashioned themselves a homemade scuba tank. These bubbles act as home for these spiders and are made by weaving a tight web between the leaves of aquatic plants. Once the web's built, they drag air down from the surface to the web and inflate it. They're only able to accomplish this thanks to a layer of water-repellent hairs that cover their body. This means that when they stick their abdomen out of the water, air remains attached to the body, giving them this almost metallic look. This little bubble is a truly remarkable feat of engineering. It almost acts like an external lung for these spiders. Oxygen is able to diffuse from the water and into the bubble, and the CO2 that the spider's breathing out diffuses from the bubble and into the water. And it's such an efficient system, it's able to function in completely stagnant water. And scientists don't even know how they do this. It's such a complex and beautiful system. And the only slight drawback is that nitrogen does diffuse out of the bubble and can't diffuse in. But all the spider needs to do is once a day go up to the surface, catch some air and bring it back to the bubble and inflate it again. These spiders truly are special. For a terrestrial animal to conquer the underwater world in such a beautiful way is just astonishing. And the best part about them is that they're all over the UK. They're in all sorts of ponds and streams, and if you're lucky and you've got your own pond, it might be in yours. So let's get out there with nets and buckets and go pond dipping, and see if you can find some of the amazing things we've seen today, and if you're lucky, you might catch one of these spiders. So, till the next time, bye bye.